So what is this concept of documenting and not creating, and where does it come from? First of all, just want to share with you part of this journey of sharing things that I'm doing. Driving back home, great day at work. Don't you love these productive days where things just get done and you work to the very last minute before you leave to go back home, and you feel that you accomplished stuff. I had a great meeting today, by the way, with a company that does this sweet technology, so intuitive. And I just love these meetings when you come all skeptic, oh, there's another vendor trying to sell this stuff, because I'm in charge of marketing for Remax of Israel. So I get a lot of vendors offering us tons of stuff that they want to market through us, to our agents, to our brokers, to the end consumer, whatever. And usually, it's been there, done that many times. And today I just had this meeting with a company called Zoom Analytics. They do, they capture and they convert traffic in a brilliant way. Great interface. I really had a lot of fun. Good people, also very important. So I had a lot of fun meeting with them. And driving home, it's time to talk to you about a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure you heard this name. He's a huge celebrity. He's got millions of followers all over social media. He's now a social media consultant through his company, Vayner Media. And over the last 2 weeks, I would say, I've been driving home and to work and listening to his YouTube channel quite often for many hours now, and the messages are great. By the way, I recommend it. Just search for Gary Vaynerchuk, or his show is like on YouTube show, it's called The Daily V or Ask Gary V, whatever, you'll find him. Very easy to find. He's everywhere, and not short. The clips are not short. Sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's a whole keynote that he gave somewhere, but the ideas are great and the inspiration is very insightful because it's very simple. And it's very to the point. And one of the things that I took to heart is this concept of documenting versus creating, which also almost rhymes. It's almost a rhyme. It's not really, but it's close enough. So it has a nice ring to it. And the thing is this, we are all in the business of creating content. It doesn't matter what you're selling. If you're selling a service or a product, if you're selling it on a one-by-one, business to business, business to customer, it doesn't really matter. Because whatever we do, we understand in the 21st century, we need to create content to get people interested in what we have to say. It's not the old classic, I don't know if you could call it classic, but sales from years ago, where you just push products, our services down people's throats, and buy me, consume me, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. These things don't work anymore. People look for benefits. And what they really look for is knowledge. Now that seems absurd because we're surrounded by knowledge. We are, bombarded by knowledge in the 21st century, but that's the irony. The more knowledge there is out there, the more there is a need for people to get this knowledge interpreted in a way that is relevant to their decision making, whatever they're looking to do. And I get to work a lot with real estate agents, of course, and here the knowledge is fundamental and it's mandatory, and people are thirsty for it, even though it's all online and theoretically they don't need anyone professional to translate. The need is only getting bigger, but not enough business people understand that you need to deliver content. And the other issue is it's very difficult to come up with content because you want it to be good and professional and interesting, and you want people to actually watch it or consume it or read it, and you need to know what your strengths are. And usually we get stuck. I remember a few years ago, we came back from a Remax convention in Las Vegas, and everybody was talking about social media and blogs, and the blog being the hub of information, and you send out all these spokes out of the hub, your YouTube and your Instagram and your Facebook and whatever. And I came back all excited from this convention, and I did a training for our agents in a big convention. I said, listen, you guys, you need to create content, you need to create blogs. And a few agents actually picked up on this idea because they understood the importance of educating the consumer and creating their own brand. Problem is, they all set up these blogs, which is very easy. They used WordPress or whatever, and the blogs are now a testament to the first day they ever launched it. There is an article called News under News, and the date is September 13th, 2012, and that's the last entry. Because the issue with creating content is not the platform. Actually, people are making platforms for us which are much better than we can create for ourselves. It's actually generating the content on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a consistent basis. So what is this issue of documenting? What is this thought of documenting instead of creating? And that is basically sharing what you're going through and how you're developing yourself and your business in a way that is hopefully relevant for people who are maybe eventually will watch what you have to say or read or in any other medium. And that was my challenge. I actually really liked what this message was, and I thought that Mr. Vaynerchuk had his thoughts in the right place concerning this idea, which is a little bit revolutionary. Excuse me for the sun. It is Israel after all. We get great sunlight at this time of day. Makes it a little bit more difficult to drive, but who cares? It's all about the sun. Anyway, so my passion right now, and I completely understand what he's saying, is listen, content is limited in how much you can actually send up new stuff all the time and be relevant all the time. But I think that the journey that you go through as you try to get from point A to point B, and it doesn't matter if you're a real estate agent or a broker or in another profession, and you know, there's always a process and there's always a journey that you're going somewhere, and this journey I think could be fascinating for people if you're able to articulate what you're going through and get people, you know, involved. If it's emotionally or intellectually involved, just involved in what you're going through. And I've seen from my experience that there is a thirst for empathy in the business of real estate, because agents in our profession, which is based on people who are working independently, it doesn't matter if they work with a real estate agency, a network, or a local office, it's a very, very lonely battleground sometimes, and people are looking for the empathy of knowing that other people are going through similar things, similar challenges, and they're looking for inspiration and ideas and things they can implement in their own lives and their own businesses. So this great tip, by the way, my biggest tip here is subscribe to Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube and just watch what he's saying, what he's doing. He will help your business, and just get things out there. Just share with people, just be authentic about what you do and how you do it, to your customers, to your colleagues, to your peers, to your managers. It doesn't really matter. And I think that great things will come out of it. You will find the right medium for you. It could be in writing if you're a good writer. It could be just posts, very long posts on Facebook or Instagram, and it can be videos on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever medium that you prefer. Stories on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. The mediums, there's so many mediums out there. You just need to have the discipline to create documentation and document and share what you do. That's my thought for the day for you guys.